Hey, it's HP Critical again. AGTX the Dragons here again. I'm with Life and Android. Say what's up, Life.
What's happening?
Say what's up to everybody, Android.
Hello, how's it going?
All right. Um, Scouring the interwebs, trying to find cool stuff to talk about, or uh, well, I was thinking of things to talk about. We got a couple decent subjects, but there's not a ton going on out there. I did have uh maybe something for later, but right now I think it's just mainly the handful of topics we kind of went over. Um yeah, got anything kind of spicy take before we start diving into things? Anything you want to tell the wonderful people that you think they should know before we get going?
I think we just kind of stumbled onto a topic right there with what you just said. Why is there such a lack of gaming options right now? Why is the variety so trash? Why is there nothing being launched? We're all kind of stuck in our houses
You know what I think it
playing
is,
the same
personally?
shit.
I think it's that people are relying too much on AAA releases right now. I think we should be looking at more like of the indie developers. Because there's this game coming out pretty soon called Chivalry 2 that just looks fucking epic, bro. And it's not like necessarily, I wouldn't necessarily call it a AAA title. It's not like a $60 game or anything. They're only selling it for like maybe 30 or 40. I don't remember,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what like version of it you get, but it looks fucking sick, dude. I don't know. I
Yeah,
think it's
I'm not
more
gonna
or
lie.
less like big developers are kind of failing us right now because
That's
whatever.
exactly what I was about to say. But I think big developers kind of are taking a cue from the small developers and developing non AAA titles.
I'm fine by
Shit,
that, just as long as they're good. You
I
know what
just
I mean? Maybe we
I
need to
just seen
take
a
a
game
step
today.
back from AAA for a little bit, you know?
I seen a game today that looked like it might be fun as shit. Basically, you're playing dodgeball, bruh. Crazy concept 3v3 dodgeball. The shit looks
Fuck
fun.
yeah.
It's currently free on Steam. I want to say it's called Knockout City. Let me double check that. But it pops up when you go into Steam. The shit looked amazing. Yeah, Knockout
Yeah,
City.
Knockout City.
The shit
Hmm.
looks fun as fuck. I put it in our Discord, but
Oh, okay.
man, oh
That
man,
does look fun.
the gameplay is it just looks it's competitive, but in like a schoolyard competitive type
It's
of way.
got really good art direction too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, some of that's pretty good. Yeah, I
it
don't
made
know.
it.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we should look more
Man, have we just been
at the
gassed up so
more
much
indie
by?
developers, you know what I mean, or indie titles rather.
Well, no, I mean, if you look at the whole landscape of everything, everything's suffered over the past year, right? Like we were joking a while back. This is way before we even started this. Me and Life were talking about movies, and it's like there's nothing even to fucking watch. Like it's just entertainment as a whole, just kind of has
Become redundant,
yeah, and it's taken
like,
a huge hit, and
like
the
repetitive.
yeah the gaming world is slowly starting to follow that trend. Um,
Yeah,
to a
I
degree, to a
agree.
degree.
I
Um,
agree to a point. Yeah.
I mean, I do think unfortunately, the pandemic has hurt everything to a certain point, but at the
Well,
sa-
for sure.
at the same time, it's like it's. It, I remember like constantly not having enough money to purchase the influx of games, right? And even last year, it wasn't even. I didn't feel that way. Like I still had options of buying the things I wanted to buy when they came out, right?
It wasn't very many must-haves.
Yeah. And like a lot of the stuff, like we touched on last episode, we've played so fucking much. It's kind of like we're, like the Maddens and shit. It's like,
Yeah,
I want it, but it's not,
it's
you
not
know,
top of my list.
yeah,
Yep. I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I don't know if we're seeing the death of single player games kind of occur in our face. And when I say single player, I mean like there is no internet connection that could bring another player into your game. Those type of games, I think we might be seeing the death of those.
to
That's
it.
kind of where AAA is at.
To an
That's the
extent.
AAA game.
Yeah.
I mean, other than like your Call of Duties and shit like that, but that has to be they have to be devaluing those and valuing anything that they can throw multiplayer and customization into when they go indie game, cheap game.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there's more money to be made off of multiplayer games in that sense, through microtransactions. Fortnite really hit the fucking nail on the head with the like epic pass or whatever the fuck it was, because now everybody does that dumb shit. Buy the season pass in our game and
Yep.
get all of our shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now it's a recurring trend. Everybody does that shit.
Well,
Every
yeah.
single fucking game. It's because there's so much money to be made off of it.
Well,
Buy
I
the
mean,
VIP.
yeah. I mean, everybody else had tried something different, right? The biggest
They
issue is
just
that,
took notes from mobile games.
well, yeah, but at the
I
same
mean,
time, like the loot crate thing, like that was the biggest one. But when that died, they realized we'd pay money for cosmetics, other shit like that, and um, I guess we can kind of segue into that point. 2K was free. Played it last night for a little bit. Um, if you're not willing to dump a couple bucks in it, it's
a
it,
grinder, ain't it?
bro. It okay. Like I said, I really wasn't planning to go this route so early, but I played it. It's not bad. I did see one visual glitch, which I thought was weird for something that should be that polished. My character would like he has a beard, right? Of course. Um, it kept on looking like instead of him having a beard, like it had a block, like
And leave his beard at the rim.
yeah. Well, no,
I'm just
the
messing with
craziest
you.
part, I took a foul, right, and went to the free throw line. And I guess it was a pretty fucking hard foul because my dude's shorts went ape shit, and it looked
Oh
like this
wow.
this fool was wearing a mini skirt, and it like for real, for
I
real.
They have never fixed that visual glitch,
Well,
man.
that's
Yeah.
because, yeah, exactly, because they don't improve upon the game over at this point anyway. They don't improve upon the games anymore. They just copy and paste it into the next year title and fucking upres the graphics, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And call it a day because they know people are going to buy it because it's the year title.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's
And,
all about branding at this point. Everything. It's not about the quality of product, it's about branding.
yeah, and the visuals, like
Hey,
I wasn't blown away. Um, gameplay, my dude's trash, and I'm not spending money on him. But oh my
I mean,
god,
that's you. He's
yeah,
a representation of you.
fuck you, bitch. Um, but yeah, I'm not spending money to make him good right away, right? But what?
Eventually.
Yeah, nah,
Eventually, you'll hit the cap. Yeah.
nah. I'll just grind it out, or I will. Like, cause I don't. I like 2K, but I don't like it like that, right? Um, but yeah, like there was small other things that I noticed that I don't know, maybe I took for granted too much. Like everybody makes fun of like Madden for its weird shit it does, right?
Yeah.
I can't stand 2K for one main thing. I swear if your dude's not great or doesn't have some one of the bullshit little skill things, if you touch another player who has a 5 foot bubble around them for some fucking reason, your dude loses his fucking shit and doesn't go anywhere you want him to go. Like it's
Yeah, the little bump shit
yeah,
where you
it's
kind of run into a player.
so bad. Like we
Will it
play,
become a brick wall?
yeah, we play FIFA and like that felt pretty smooth, right?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it comparatively, right? Like if you bumped into another player, it didn't feel like you just completely got trucked or your dude started running in
Yeah.
circles or something stupid. I literally had that 2 or 3 times. I was playing defense and like on a screen, my dude would like do the little shimmy around the screen, but he was so slow after that. It's like, I,
Yeah,
I
they like bump and graze movement is weird. It's
yeah,
always been that way though. That's the crazy part about it.
yeah,
Like,
and people like that for some reason. They're like, oh, it makes it realistic. It's like, no, like you see people
Makes
shift
your
around.
mama.
Yeah, like you
mhm,
see people shift around screens all the time, and like the good ones don't get affected. But yeah, okay, but like unless it's a hard screen where the dude like runs right into the guy, they get
yeah,
around it, and it's like the dude's not just gonna fucking blow past him. And the AI is still just absolute fucking trash in that game.
The animation is it's a little. If it could use an update, bro.
Yeah, but like I said,
But
that's stuff like that. It's just like I said, I mean, I got it for free, so I can't complain. But I wasn't.
you can. You're not complaining. You're critiquing at this point because you're an owner of the game. How about that?
There you go.
So
I mean, yeah, it's
critique
just.
away, my game.
It was just one of those things. It's just like, man, I don't know. Like it. It seemed fun. I'm now. This is just me. Like, I don't like the bullshit little story that I've got to play through. Um.
Yeah.
My name's not Junior, and my dad's name ain't Duke. All right, get out of here with that bullshit. Like, what?
Come on, little Dookie.
Yeah, what type of storyline thing? Like, and then I've got to sit through these cut scenes. Like, I didn't have my player playing the game, so I had to literally sit there for like 15, 30 seconds watching him on the bench look like he's constipated. And it's like, what does this even do? Like, what, huh? Let me skip this shit.
It's immersion.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
they want you to buy into the story.
Yeah, like I was like, yeah, that's gonna literally last until you get to the NBA, and then there's no more references.
Cinematics.
Right? Yeah,
that's the weird part about the whole story shit.
Yeah,
it's like once you get further along in the career mode, then they have no more story for you.
Yeah, and it's just
there's
like
no dialogue, there's no nothing. So that story in the beginning means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they ever come back and be like, you know what? Let's go back to that story.
Okay, so one thing that really pissed me off.
I mean, they do sometimes. That's called DLC, my dog.
I wish I would buy that the story ending for NBA 2K.
One thing that actually pissed me off. You haven't played it yet, have you, Live? No,
I seen how huge. No, I haven't played it yet.
Okay.
I seen how huge the file was, and I've been kind of hesitant to download. I'm clearing space right now.
I had to do the same. That's why I don't have Forza right now. Just finished Forza to get that motherfucker on here to try it out. I gotta get my external out. Anyways, so when you create your player, right? They have archetypes now, right? That will determine what caps where. Right, so like if you're like me who likes going to the rim, they've got kind of like a slasher archetype, and then there's like 2 or 3 versions of it. Kind of, there's like the pure, like he's gonna go ham. There's the he's gonna go ham, but he also has like, I don't know, maybe some ball handling skills. Like I think that's what mine is. And then the other one's like,
but he's also Kaioken.
Yeah, something like that. And then you've got another one that like he's all right at defense, right, but he's not as good at driving to the paint, right?
Yep.
You can't shoot, my bro. You just can't. My mid-range and my three-pointer are going to be so garbage. They cap at 56 and like 67 or some shit. I'm not going to be able to do a pull-up. Just not. And none of those.
How tall is your dude?
6'6" or 6'7". I dropped the height a little bit to give him more speed, and it actually helped with the shooting.
Yeah.
And
they ain't gonna let you be a LeBron fan.
Well, I didn't even want to be a LeBron. Like
KP.
Well, I was gonna play shooting guard, so I picked a small forward. I was gonna do shooting guard. I want to be a slashing shooting guard. You know, like I like the little dudes that like to fly in and dunk. Yeah. No, bro. No, because like then you're even worse off in a lot of ways, right? Like,
basically you can't really get like a good shooter plus slasher. It's weird that way.
Yeah, and it's like
it is. It's always one or the other.
Yeah,
and like
or some wonky combination of both.
Like I get it.
Play and kind of unlock that path for him.
Yeah, like
somehow, some way.
Yeah, and like I think that's dumb. Like, okay, you can make me, like I can buy my way in. All right, we'll put a cap where you can't buy anymore, and like if I grind enough games that I can keep going. You see what I'm saying?
You would think that.
Yeah.
Like, fine, okay, you could buy your way to 85 in whatever said categories, right? You're pretty good there.
Yeah.
You're not outstanding, but you can do it. Like, you're not gonna whatever, maybe 80, whatever. I don't give a fuck. but I have to put so mmany games in to keep unlocking. That's why I like FIFA's skill tree. Like I have to play so many games or I have to do so many fucking things, right? Like I think there's ways you could like bypass that to a degree, but at the same time, like there's a cap on it too. But I get to choose truly where the fuck that shit goes. Like if I want to be a free kick specialist, I can just
You can
focus.
focus your skill set, yeah, there.
But I'm
But
not
that's
gonna.
so
But at the same
and
time, I'm not gonna miss fucking wide open nets right in front of the fucking net all the time either. Like in what world does the NBA right now? How many people can shoot threes? At least shoot them in like you're like, all right, that wasn't the best idea.
your guy.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like you've got fucking sinners at 7 foot knocking down threes. It's like what the fuck? But somehow my 6'6" dude just not allowed to. Like what type of sense does that make?
He's a slasher, bro.
Like I get what they're trying to do because 2K's had that issue for the longest time. And like
Where they have to do everything. Everybody can do everything,
yeah.
and
And
it kind of fucked up the game if you didn't build you a 7-footer that could dribble a motherfucking cross people over,
yeah.
block. Like, wait, I just wanted a regular dude. I just wanted like a 6'6" guy, Michael Jordan archetype. You know, uh, game was like, well, face these 7-footers that could do everything you could do,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't steal the ball from them, even though they dribbling goddamn 7 miles to the ground.
Bro, that was one of the worst issues I had. Like anytime I drive through the paint, like if there was two guys around, insta lose the ball. Insta. Like
Because there's a trick to it. You bump and then you steal,
yeah.
and that's the shit part about that game. Because as you drive, if somebody can create a contact with you, they can bump you, shake you, and pick your pocket. It's a trash ass
Slap your mama.
basic.
But anyway, that's enough of that bullshit. I'm gonna
That's
keep
enough of that rant.
yeah, I'm gonna keep playing it and seeing if it gets better. But like I said, I didn't finish the like high school / college portion yet, like to get drafted because I had to change like the shooting stuff because it was just so foreign to me. Like I don't play it enough, right? So the
Yep.
first couple of games I had to like I was just trash in high school because like I was like, how do you even do this? I should have went practice, but like I said, I don't care about the game enough to like put that much effort in. I'm sure it has benefits, and maybe as I get more accustomed to the game, I'll try it out more. But
I mean, from what I hear, regardless of what you do, you're gonna be coming off the benches when you start. So
I
as
figured,
long as you
yeah,
make it to the starting lineup once you get there,
yeah.
you-
It's one of those things. Yeah, I remember that shit. Um, but anyways, off of that weird shit, it's all right. I mean, it's free, so whatever. It's something to play. Um,
I think it's only free for a few more days. So if you're watching this as of 5/23, I think you might only have to the end of shit. Today might be the last day.
it might be
F's in the chat.
ifs in the chat. Um,
If you're reading this, it's too late.
yeah, pretty much. All
Type of
right.
deal.
So one of the other things we were going to talk about was the CD Project Red lawsuit. They had 4 of them. I guess out against him. That I thought it was more, but I guess 4 just made it, and they've merged into a mega lawsuit.
All right.
I don't really care about the inner workings of that lawsuit. I just wanted to touch on it because it's wild to me. Right? You know what I mean? Like
So what are they can you give us some details on what they're fighting, what they're claiming in the lawsuits or anything?
Yeah, because I haven't been
It's-
necessarily
it's-
following it up to this point necessarily until you sent us
yeah, it's
the article
basically
talking about how they merged it into the one
Yeah.
mega.
so basically the lawsuits are kind of like the No Man's Sky. Like you told us you had a great finished game and you sold us a potato. It's 2 of the lawsuits are basically saying that investors claim that it was misleading regarding to the state and playability of the game. on just PlayStation and Xbox. The other two um, weren't, like, there was no
Oh,
details leaked about it, but they're
so that
suing.
one wasn't even consumer driven.
Yeah. Um, which, like I said, I wanted to touch on it because it's like, wow, that's crazy. 'Cause
Was
that's,
trouble.
yeah, that's a little different um than like it being a consumer driven, but the simple fact that it happened, um I still find it funny, right? Like, I I guess from an investor standpoint, like, I get it, right? Like, you put
And
money in
that just go,
something.
well, no, that just goes to tell you that the company was not only lying to us; they were lying to their investor,
True,
and
true,
their investor
That's
was
true. They were just like all around misleading
true.
everyone.
with everybody. I don't know. I guess I kind of get it.
Yeah,
Maybe
like I
they're
said.
not being excessive. If I was of the opinion that it was a bit excessive, but if it's not consumer driven, if they were being dishonest with the investors, with the people
Hmm.
that have stock in the shit, maybe they kind of deserve it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, no, that kind of changes my opinion a bit.
yeah. When you're misleading the people who are funding the project, because
Yeah. It's
you're telling
different.
them one thing, basically you're telling them it's ready to go to the market as of X date, and you keep shifting that date, and they kept shifting their dates. And so that just tells you. And then when they finally were forced to put it out there for the public, it was completely undone. Like,
Yeah, it was bullshit.
Hmm. Yeah, like I said, what I find funny is that they're they're suing basically because of the Xbox and PlayStation release. And like I said, I get that to a point. Um, but that's not the first game that we've seen try to hit consoles that, needless to say, didn't work. Um,
I think the idea was initially for it to work,
well, yeah,
and
well, yeah, I mean,
I,
you're not gonna
I'm
port a
assuming that
game over and be like, oh, hey, it's a piece of shit. Like, when PUBG launched on it, like, nobody thought it was gonna crash the fucking systems. It did.
it was like,
Xbox, whenever Warzone hit, I heard constantly was crashing systems. Like, it's not like it was unprecedented, right? That's why I'm kind of confused, right? Like, I'm not saying they're wrong, but I'm still confused, right?
And like this may be like a bit of a hot take, but perhaps maybe it's because of the availability in like community mods and updates to improve the quality of a game, on PC versus console. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
At
Mm-hmm.
some point, the people could take over and assist on PC.
Yeah,
You don't have
if
to.
the community is like, man, fuck CD Project Red, we're gonna do this ourselves.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Maybe something could come of it.
The shitty part is that we all got bamboozled, and
Well, yeah,
we
like I said,
all won't get our money back.
well, yeah, and what
So
that's why I'm trying to figure out like how the lawsuit works, right? Because I get they had
that's
to
that's
refund,
what they
they
have to
had
prove.
yeah, they had to refund PlayStation and Xbox customers, but they sold 13 million copies, and not all of them were on console. That's a lot, right? Like, trust me, I know they took a hit, but a lot of the times you take a hit with a lot of these games, right? Like,
No, you're right.
it's like I said, it's weird. I think it's weird.
It
The
is. It's just a weird thing all around. I'm hoping what comes from it is that like uh AAA developers take a look at that and be like, man, I don't want to get my balls sued off.
Right.
And I think that's why they did it to CD Project Red, because I don't know if CD Project Red is going to have the same kind of lawyers that, like, say, I
And
don't know,
EA
fucking
would
EA, exactly. Or
yeah,
somebody
like
big.
even Bethesda
yeah.
Yeah.
with that fucking Skyrim money. Skyrim on the Alexa money.
Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like I said, it's weird. What I don't know. Like I said, it's like, fuck that. I feel like that's excessive because there's so many things that we allow to be fucked up in this world, right? Um, and you don't see that big of a deal made out of it.
Yeah, yeah, there is. But the one thing that we don't allow to be fucked up in this world is taking money from the big man.
Exactly. That's a fact.
You're not wrong.
That's a
You're
fucking
not wrong.
fact, ain't it?
You're not
You
wrong.
take money from us, then we're gonna put you in your place.
Yeah, you're not wrong on that one, I guess. I didn't think about it that way. I just, like I said, I find it, I don't know. I find it weird. Because, like,
It is. I think they're just trying to make an example of a little guy,
yeah.
you know,
There's
who did
just-
a bad thing.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance. That's it. Like I said, it's just, I don't know. It's one of those things I'm just,
It is definitely a strange situation.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking weird. I didn't pay full price. I don't give a fuck.
This guy.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I booted it up the other day, and this shit still looks beautiful. Like, goddamn. For all their failures, they made a beautiful fucking game. Like, it.
They made a very nice map.
Yeah, like,
I hate the driving on it, but
Yeah.
I hear that it's like nice and alive. You know
Bro.
what I mean? Like it's
I
a bustling world
yeah,
sort of thing.
I showed my friend, and I was like, you know, I have a pretty decent, you know, graphics card, you know, and I was like, I'm not even running like the best that you can get. It's good. It's really good. But I was like, look at like, I walked down the street, and I was like, look at how the light actually reflects, and it's not like, it looks how light would reflect off street, like it's pixelated, like it's supposed to be, right? Like you can see the marks in the ground, like it's pavement, you know. I was like, the smoke in the distance doesn't look like a fucking
Bob Ross painting.
yeah, basically that just kind of moves.
No shit.
That just moves in like chunks of 3 or some shit. It looks like real smoke way off in the distance, even up close. The like steam coming from like vents and shit looks really good, and I'm like, man, this game's so trash, but fuck, did they do a good job on some shit? You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, you say that as a PC.
true. Don't get me
Person
wrong.
might look like
Don't get me
dig
wrong.
on
I know
everything.
That's
right
also
now.
fair.
I know right now I sound like a Lamborghini owner. I understand that concept. Don't get me wrong. I feel that. But this is
Didn't
one of
say
those
all
times.
that. I just said you doesn't have a Pinto, my G. Come on now.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Lamborghini, oh, this guy.
Well, no, because like that's the way I see it, right? Like everybody's like, "Oh, Lambos are so good," until you hear people talk that have owned them, and they're like, "Bro, it's such a fucking pain in the ass." Because if you hit a
And
bumper,
it's like you could not sniff your own fart any harder, could you?
Yeah, because like you hear them talk about it, it's like,
But
they're like,
no,
"Yeah,
I feel
I
you.
hit a bump and like I broke 6 things, you know, or if you got to get work done, you got to shell it." It's like, all right, so you know,
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, man, fucking you face the same issue with people that play fucking VR and just sit there and fucking sniff their own farts about VR. But bro, I mean, if I'm being honest, if I played, say, Half-Life Alex, for example, I'd probably sit there and sniff my own farts about VR too, because you can literally fucking like pick up a bottle and throw it up in the air and watch it flip around and catch it out of the air and see the liquid swish around on the inside of the bottle.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's fucking epic. It's cool.
yeah.
Like, I get it. I get why people are, man, you know, people that own shit like that are like, yeah, the shit that I own is fucking cool. Isn't it? Isn't it? Tell me it's cool. You know?
Well, no,
Like,
and
I
like
get it.
it's one of those things. Like, I don't know, like,
Just know that I know that I'm cool.
yeah. I'm,
Besides, mine's like twice that size.
I know I'm the
Exactly.
shit. That's all that matters. Anyways, no, it's just one of those things. Like,
Twice, I think thrice.
it's one of those things where it's like, I guess as a visual artist, you know, and have digged with that, and know what it takes to pull that off. Like after like
No, man, I
playing
totally
it and
feel
seeing
you.
it, yeah, after playing it and seeing how good it actually is, it's like, okay, like I get why this game breaks fucking everything. Like I understand it. Should it happen? No. But at the same time, it's like they overachieved in so many areas that this was gonna be the outcome, right? Like
Visually, yeah.
like I can't even describe like when you're designing shit like that, like how excessive those files get so fast. And it's not like they chose a small little, world to do it in. They're like, oh, every aspect's gonna be just fucking amazing. And it's like, mm.
That was the problem that they sold us on that fact.
Yeah, and like I said, it tried. It tried its little hardest.
Well, I mean, that's why 8-bit and 16-bit games look that way. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You
Right.
can't.
You just can't.
You can't make the file size any bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're finally getting to the point where we're seeing where we can push the envelope on how big a game can be and how much space it can take up and all the shit. And it's like a lot of the restrictions are starting to fall by the wayside, which is opening new avenues. And it's like sooner or later that's going to happen. Right? They're going to push the envelope and it's not going to work out more often than not because we haven't done it. I hear people say all the time, it's like, oh, well, this did that. And this, I was like, bro, again, Modern Warfare, it was too fucking much and it would kill them. And that game, it looks good, it don't look horrible, but it's not like that level, you know. PUBG
But
look like
but
shit.
wait. Are you compare? Did you just compare Call of Duty to what's that one call it to?
Cyberpunk, yes, because
I mean,
what
you're dropping
what
multiple people making multiple actions into a world.
yeah,
I
but
can
at the same time,
understand why
the biggest issue isn't necessarily that you're dropping all the people into it. It's the simple fact that the world is so like the Call of Duty map is so big and diverse, right? Like it's still the same issue in a different wrapping. Like you've got so many things having to be rendered out, right? No matter what
right.
the player is. Like you're jumping into the map does affect me to a certain degree, but like the world, like whenever you first load in, it crashing your system isn't based on like there's so many people. It's a performance issue because the map is so big and expansive. The console just is like, I'm not made for this, bro. This was not in the
They
job
didn't
description.
optimize it well enough to where it's trying to render too much at once, sort
Yeah.
of thing.
And that's where console's always going to fall behind. I think in a lot of ways, at least the old ones at least, is that you have to optimize them so. I won't even say perfectly. You just have to over optimize it to get it to run on systems that, like I said, they're pushing the boundaries, and it's you can test it out on a design on a computer. Everything works just fine. You port it over in your little test system. Okay, yeah, it worked pretty good. And then
Spider-Man gets away with it by not loading in most of the map until you're within a certain. It's called fucking rendering distance, my
Yeah.
dog. It's not like it's rocket science. Why didn't they just make the fucking? I mean, the buildings are tall enough. That's how Spider-Man gets away with it. You can't fucking tell because the buildings are too tall for it to render in. Like I don't know. I feel like they could have done better. Like,
I'm not. They could.
I mean,
wrong.
But
that's what I'm saying.
I'm speaking from a place of partial ignorance because I don't code like that or anything. But I mean, whatever. I feel like it could have been done better.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that could have been done. That's what I'm saying. Though, like they're pushing the envelopes in, like they're letting go of certain safeguards because they think they can. Right? Like I'm not saying they're right in doing so by any means, but we're getting to the point where the systems are getting strong enough to be able to handle a lot of it. As we've seen, not all of it, but for like the PC, they're pushing as far as they can, and it's like you're gonna get a turd or 7 because they're doing too much and they're trying to bypass things that have worked, but you kind of have to bypass them because that's how you keep progressing, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Fair enough.
Somebody will figure it out to where it's optimized perfectly and everything that we want in a game is loaded.
Yeah.
I feel like we're late enough in the last gen console's lifespan that things like that shouldn't be quite as much of an issue for developers anymore. You know what I mean? Like, yes, to an extent, especially for a game that's like better optimized for next gen, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's kind of I still feel like you should know how to optimize something for a console late in its fucking lifespan. Like, you know, like as
Think.
developers, you know, it should just be
Well, yeah, that's one of those things where it's kind of
if
like,
it's going to be your profession, you know, like I don't know.
because what was it, how long was the lifespan of the PS2? Like, it was a while.
Fucking still alive.
Well, I said when they were
PS2
making
still
stuff.
holds up.
Yeah, when they
No,
were
I know
still
what you mean. I
like
feel you. I
they
don't know.
they were barely
It
pushing
was
the
long, though.
envelope of what that console could do as it was dying. And as a consumer, it's like, oh, so I own this system for however long, and now I'm just getting its peak performance, and you've now given me a PS3. What the actual fuck? Because there was games on the
Yeah.
PS3 that didn't look as good as they did on the PS2,
Yeah.
Man,
Early
no
game.
shit.
Yeah.
and it's like,
Well, I mean, in all fairness, the PS3 when it first came out was a garbage console
yeah,
too. Like it was just so
the
fucking
PS2
garbage. It was
was
so
doing
hard
that.
to make games for.
yeah.
You know
It's
what I
not-
mean?
Just as a console itself, the PS2 used to crash like a motherfucker.
It
I
I
could.
was
mean,
working
yeah,
for
fair
Zelda.
enough. They would
What's
sometimes.
the greatest gaming system? Let me say that. That's what made me look into Xbox to begin with. But I think we've covered that before.
Vaguely. You had the bad luck with PlayStations. I had the bad luck with Xboxes. I only
Yeah.
had one PlayStation give out on me, and I've subsequently regretted my decision to ever leave PlayStation after that.
Well, let me be clear on this.
I mean, 360 was good,
I
but my
didn't have a
Xbox
bad
One
time
was
with
pretty
PS2.
garbage.
But I also worked at Toys R Us, so I seen all of it. And if I had a bad day, that just meant Toys R Us had a bad day with their PlayStation. My PlayStation was gonna work when I went home.
Stupid ass. No,
Take that how you want.
yeah. I think you and Fresh had a discussion because me and Fresh were arguing about it that he tried to say I didn't take care of my systems, and I was like, no, like it's not even that, or like I played it too much. I was like, what is it? What?
That should never even be.
Yeah, it should not be an issue because we got into the same argument. I was like, I had one PlayStation 2 die on me due to a disk drive, which was a common known error that they basically told you about after X amount of time. Yes, they tried to deny it too. But I was like, Xbox 360 tried to you heard me on the phone more than one time with my Xboxes. And they're trying to tell me these, they're trying to tell me these red rings of death or these other. The sad part is,
Yeah, they're
the
trying to
whole
beat
time.
around the bush about the fact that the 360 has an issue with the fucking GPU and the CPU coming unsoldered from one another.
Oh, it wasn't just that. They had a lot of issues. I found most of them. I didn't know they existed until years later when we started looking up error codes that I got that they tried to deny till damn near the bitter end. I got the red ring of death one time. The other issues were just random shit, right? So the pure red ring of death was I think the hard drive issue, right? I can't remember which one it was.
Fucking got me, buddy.
Red Ring of Death was the system overheating. That's what it was.
So I had one that was like an E74, which I think was the hard drive, or maybe it was the processor, one of the two. And then I had another error code, the one that consequently sent to them. Now, mind you, this is the only reason I've fucked with Xbox for so long. I'm about to give you 7 consoles that broke on me. This is the only reason I messed with them for so long. The first one, they repaired, sent it back to me, and I can't remember how long I had it before it started messing up again. They sent that one back, and I think is when I moved here the first time, and it was the one I told you that shocked me whenever I would open the disc tray. I've never seen a box hit my door so fucking fast. You call Xbox and be like, hey, why is your shit shocking me? And they're like, what? Yeah, box there next day, buddy.
Yeah. Yes, they want that one off the planet Earth.
Yeah, they don't want that motherfucker. You tell them that your motherfucking system ain't working right. Takes 3 weeks for them to take you serious and realize
Bill Gates is on the phone with his eugenics looking ass.
Mm-hmm. Get that one, the new one back, because they sent me a whole different system after that. I didn't even get the same one. I know it wasn't the same one. You know your system when you scratch it up. I punched mine once or twice.
God. Never that angry at a console.
I am whenever it stops working.
I used to have to fucking punch the top of my console just to get the disk drive open.
Exactly. But
Came
there
up
was
with the Wally swap.
there was so many small things that just kept on
Give it
happening
a
to him.
fucking mollywop.
And I remember I had given up on Xbox there for a little bit. And then we found one, I want to say somewhere. It's either eBay or something like that. That supposedly had that bullshit built in so it wouldn't overheat no more, right? And that would actually work for a while. Go figure, aftermarket shit being slapped in your system, making it work right. Who would have thunk?
Well, after a while, I thought they corrected something in there, but who knows?
They fixed a couple things, but it was like, I want to say it was the last two iterations that worked the best, quote unquote.
Towards the end of the life of that Xbox 360, where man, the pirating days, oh my Jesus, oh my goodness.
Well, they would
people, quote unquote, were going nuts with the things that they could do with the PlayStation, with not PlayStation, but Xbox.
Bro, towards the end of the 360 lifespan in Modern Warfare 2, that shit would be snapping off.
Bruh, I'll never forget when a dude came in, made Modern Warfare. He made a sandy map slick. It was slippery. So we're running around with shotguns, and you go to stop, and you just slide into a wall. And at first, we couldn't figure it out until the dude came in. He just typed on the screen, boop, 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 boop. Like, wait a minute, sir, you're talking to us. How?
Which brings me to my next point. Holy shit. I didn't want to do this. But Android knows. Me and Crazy haven't seen eye to eye on the newest Modern Warfares, right?
Yep.
He blames Modern Warfare being unplayable on consoles on the crossplay because there's too many hackers on the PC. I tried to. I tried to.
He sucks at the game.
I tried to explain to him that that was never just a PC. Like, well, no, they glitched and stuff. I was like, no, we met actual hackers, and like, yeah, a lot of the glitches are nothing. Hack half the time is nothing different than a glitch. You're just exploiting shit in the game, right?
Yeah.
I've met more hackers on fucking console than I ever have on PC playing games. Just to say, like on 360.
It can't be done. I just put it to you, like, if you think it can't be done, look no further than GTA. What was it? GTA 4.
Mm-hmm. Fucking GTA 5 even.
but GTA 4, where they like, if you play the game online, you could see people hack because they would do weird shit within the game, and it would be allowed right there on console. So to say that it's PC gamers doing it.
His defense.
That's just because they've never popped out their hard drive and plugged it up to a fucking PC.
His defense was that they can go get a program on PC and instantly hack, where you got to do stuff on the Xbox to like it justifies that I have to do that. It's like if I'm hacking, I'm hacking.
You can go online, order a thumb drive, and it's right there for you.
Yeah,
especially and PlayStation.
That was his
PlayStation. They have one
aim assisters, like whatever.
That was his defense. Was that you had to order something?
I mean, either way, you got to order something now. Like,
yeah, but no. You could just download the program and it's so much easier on the PC. But I have to order something for the Xbox, which makes it harder, and it's not as. And nobody wants to do it.
You could already have a thumb drive.
and nobody wants to do it.
Like, is he not smart enough not to realize that same software can be put on a thumb drive that you already have at home?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like his argument.
So you want me to feel bad for you that you have to put in more effort to cheat?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like most people don't even cheat. It's just that a fucking mouse, a high-end mouse is way more responsive than a fucking right stick.
Yeah.
You know, and it always will be.
And
it always will be.
And that's what I like. Well,
it's superior.
The only reason I bring it up is I seen something the other day. Like this is a while back when we talked about it. Like I haven't talked to him about it since because like I'm not gonna entertain that, right? Because it has no logic to it, right?
Yeah.
I literally seen him post something on somebody's thing the other day. Said like, what's the the best thing or some crap, and then like what's the worst thing about this or whatever, and it's like his comment was literally that PC gamers ruined Call of Duty. Huh?
How, Sway?
Because they're hackers, man. All of them. All of them. I'm like, so I'm a hacker? Like, I'm sorry, bro. I can scrape you without hacking. Like, I
No,
don't,
bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not trying to say that either. Like I play console more than I play PC, so I'm not trying to say that either one is superior than the other. I'm just saying a high grade mouse that is fucking ultra responsive is always going to be more
Oh, but
superior than
this is what
it's
you
just
don't
going to be
understand.
superior to a fucking right stick.
In Call
It
of
just is.
Duty,
It's more responsive.
in Call of Duty, there's a huge aim assist for controls. So it
Huge.
essentially allows you to do nothing and it will track for you. Like it literally
Just target
grabs on
snaps.
it, yeah. It grabs on and moves with the target. And that's the way they even the playing field. And I'm not mad at that.
And they say we cheat. Like, I've got to have skill to kill you. You just got to get close. But we're cheating. Because they're mad.
And
They're mad because my mouse is set to be not overly sensitive, but like sensitive enough to where like I can turn on you very quickly and down you because you're just lollygagging with your controller, right? You feel what I'm saying? Like,
because GG get wrecked scrub.
yeah, basically,
Exactly.
it's like you're relying, like, low key, no joke. The consoles have always had that shit for the longest time. It's probably the worst we've ever seen it in this game, but it's always been there, right?
Yep.
We used to turn that shit off. Like,
well, the difference is
Yeah, most motherfuckers do turn aim assist off. Like at least OG
it can
players.
be, yeah, it can be.
Fact.
It can be well, it can actually be a hindrance too, right? Like, there's a lot of times where it's actually like a hindrance. If you're used to not sucking, and this is no knock on nobody, right? But like, it's like anything else. Like, there's assists at a certain point actually hinder you. Like, if you see people play racing games, they take TCSs and all that crap
I
off,
fucking play Battlefield.
right?
Oh
Like,
man, we take
yeah.
everything off.
You can't have that shit on because it hinders you. Aim assist at a certain point starts to hinder you. We took it off because a lot of the guns we like to use, it just made them worse, right? Like, it's harder to get headshots when your shit keeps snapping to shit, right?
The
Because-
difference was is we were hyper competitive when we played in Call of Duty early on. So everybody felt like, well, shit, I don't want to have an unfair advantage. I'm gonna make it harder on myself. And so that's kind of where the no aim assist came from. I mean, because aim assist helped a lot of people. So when you talking shit and you be like, well, it's just your aim assist, nigga. You ain't that good.
Yeah, I mean, you're not
Challenge
wrong.
accepted. Like, wait a minute, sir.
Yeah,
I am this good.
It did get down
Watch
to the
me
point.
work.
It did get down to the point to where, like, even within the group, we would start calling people out and being like, well, then bust out your pistol. Don't use that bullshit one. Use this one.
Exactly.
Like, it got that bad.
Exactly. We were hyper competitive, dog.
Yeah, it was a little ridiculous. I mean, I guess to a degree it still is. Like, for the most part, like, me and you have never lost that. We're still competitive to this day, like, about everything.
Facts.
It's just, I don't know. Just shit like that just baffles me. It's just, I don't know. Because, like, I was never that I don't even know how to phrase it. Like, I never had that thought process go through my head whenever I used to play on the consoles, right? Like, I never would blame this or that. Like,
Because we were accountable. All of us held each other
Fucking
accountable.
lag.
yeah, well, yeah. There's a no. I would use lag, but you could see.
Well,
If
yeah.
you
had the
Dragon
cherry.
back then, let's say Dragon, everybody else had 10 to 25 gigabit internet. Dragon had like 2 megabits per second.
That fucking Dollar General Wi-Fi.
No.
And that's what we call this shit.
So when we used to live back, back up there.
Yeah.
Fucking Android should know the struggle. Like the internet in that town's trash. I would load into matches.
AMA Tectel.
Yeah, my shit would be. That's why we call it the cherry connection, because it would stay red. At best, I would have a light orange at best, but they would be laughing because my happy ass be skipping across the map.
Yeah. Skipping across the fucking. It look crazy, bruh.
Hey, I'll tell you this right now. Still to this day, I'm one of the few people that can play with that much lag and still be effective. It wasn't great because it's fucking hard. It is so taxing. Like,
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I can't express like how there. Okay, so there's like a level of sweat, right? Like whenever you try hard, right? Like, you know, everybody being
Yeah,
sweaty
your
and shit.
hand.
So
Sweaty mom spaghetti.
These arms are heavy. Yeah.
So like, you know, you set up in the chair, you're trying hard, right? Like you're focused on hyper focused on everything, you know, blah blah blah. Bro, you could be just trying to have fucking fun with your boys, but you gotta be the sweat because it is so fucking hard for you to hit any goddamn thing.
Yeah.
I would shoot and my gun would make the sound, but I wasn't using bullets. I was like, fuck, not again.
Yeah, and that was like when hit markers were prevalent too. That was the fucked up part. Cause you would think we're playing one shot kills. Wait, is the sound messed up for y'all?
No,
Yeah.
that was just me.
Oh,
I was
okay.
doing I was doing hit
Yo,
markers.
That shit.
Sorry.
What was that noise?
This will hit the hit markers for life having
I'm like,
flashbacks.
I'm like, wait a minute. Did I just get hit markers in the chat?
Oh man, hit markers.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you get those hit markers and you like, wait a minute, this is hardcore, bro. It's supposed to be one shot with a kill. So I mean, it was. You had to give him his props because he was hanging in there with us, and we was some animals.
Yeah, it was. Unless I was like in this, it was almost unplayable because there was days where I just couldn't play. The internet was so fucking bad. Like literally, my dude wouldn't move. It was bad. Well, any other time, you know, I'm not bringing up the rear. I'm just not. Like I may not take the top spot.
Yeah,
but,
you are.
Yeah, negative ghost right. But I remember getting in, like that was the thing with this. Like I said, we were super competitive, and anybody start talking shit, it's like, bro, I'm about to outscore you, and I have the worst connection of anybody on the planet right now. I've got a hamster in the other room about to die.
And it
Shout out to Vanta and his fucking wallaby hamster wheel powered fucking internet connection.
Bro. So at some point, I do want to try to get some people on the show as a guest here and there.
He's the one.
Vanta's up there.
He's the one. I fucking love Vanta to death.
So Vanta is a guy that we play D&D with, an Australian, but he is so fucking funny. He's one of the few cats that I've met online that has taken all the jokes in stride, and we let him have it like we do, right?
We are such fucking assholes to this dude.
And
that's hilarious.
But actually, before the virus and everything, and before he had like a bunch of personal stuff going on, we were talking about like all of us pulling together and flying him out here and having like an in-person D&D session, right?
Okay.
And he was like, I think we decided we were going to do it here in Texas, right? Because we wanted him to see it. Because we joked that Texas is a mini Australia, or Australia is a mini Texas, however you want to look at it, right? And he was like, hell yeah, I'd like to check it out. But the dude's crazy as fuck. He's fucking funny.
That's dope. Unfortunate that the vid had to hit.
Yeah.
Damn, the vid was like a fucking nuke on the world, bruh.
Mm-hmm. You see that here, not to get on this subject long, but you see that here our governor's just like, fuck it. Like I really think this dude, like, he might have played too many video games of damn self, because he's turned it into the biggest PvP arena, and also taking all the restrictions off of everything. Like he's just like, we don't believe in COVID anymore. State's completely open. If you try to make people wear masks, you're going to jail.
Bruh, it's wild. We in some wild times right now, man.
Shit, this is
Because
crazy.
you really seeing how people really view the world and how differently everybody can view the world. And it is a weird time because we in a space and time where never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. Some people just do not fucking have any real concept of the way things are. And that's how I'm going to leave it.
Like to say you should be born genderless, fam, what? How?
Oh, hell no.
You should be born with my nuts in your mouth.
Like, bruh, how? You're never mind.
Yep. Exactly. That's another time, another thing, another.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we'll have a special episode where we just catch smoke. In fact, I'm down for that. Anyways.
Man, nah. Everybody else gonna catch this smoke.
True story.
You come at me, you gonna catch this smoke.
All right. Anyways, back to some gaming related news. The only thing that's really hit me lately is like mainly tech things, right? It's really hard for me to find anything interesting game related wise.
Man, no fucking shit.
So a lot of the things I'm seeing, especially right now, is graphics card shit. So I guess Nvidia is trying to combat crypto miners by releasing restricted cards.
How do you feel about that, bruh? Because does that mean you're not getting the same quality? Like, let's say your graphics card now doesn't have the same range as the originals would.
To a certain degree.
I think to a certain
it's
degree.
not what it is. I think, from my understanding, right, and it's coming from a place of partial ignorance again. But to my understanding from reading about it a little bit is that it's not going to affect like your visual performance. It's only just going to affect your
GPU
performance and trying to trying to mine for Ethereum, basically.
Yeah, so basically it's limiting the ability for the card to do processing things. So like if you were using your graphics card for like
it's
streaming or something,
processing power versus visual power.
Yeah.
See, I don't like that. Unless you're gonna give me is it coming at a discount?
They haven't said.
You know
Probably
it's
not.
not.
No,
You know the
because
demand is
what
so
they're
high.
really trying to do is limit people from fucking breaking the barrier between poor and rich.
Yeah.
That's my theory. That's my 2 cents on the matter.
It's just one of those things, man, where you just like, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, like I don't get me wrong, I'm not overly thrilled
Power
about it.
to the people. Keep on rocking in the free world.
But they're like it's one of those things where like Nvidia's admitted that they thought their shit couldn't be used for that, and they were proven wrong. And now they're trying to take steps to make it where it's harder to do that. That way, people, crypto miners won't buy them all up. And it's not like they're doing a service to us per se. So I don't think the price is going to change. They're just trying to be like, look, we're trying to do things so you can have the graphics cards instead of these ass hats. And I can respect that.
Kind of.
Yeah, I can respect that. You know what I mean? But I
allow people to pre-order them shits and fulfill their pre-orders.
Well, that's the thing. Like everybody, like
no, the miners are gonna buy them all up.
I mean, they have been.
But then
they fucking have been. They've been scalping the fucking internet, so I get it.
It's a shit situation no matter how you look at it, and I don't know if this is gonna fix it. I really don't.
There has to be
I don't think so.
where the consumer can be placed on a scheduling and a car can be reasonably shipped out to them. It would have to be some. That's the only way. The way retail is set up currently, it's not built to do that. Mm-hmm. It's a capitalist thing. So as long as in retail it can be sold to a consumer, they don't give a shit. They're offloading the stock. They don't get to bump the price. They don't get to cheat the price. They don't get to do anything too crazy. price.
Like I said, I just skimmed over to see if it gave price details.
Yeah.
This is what it says at the end of the article. That means we really don't know how the limiter holds up to a little hacking, nor do we know for sure whether or not it will stand the test of time against more concerted efforts. NVIDIA, however, is confident that the renewed push with the LHR will get more GeForce cards at better prices into the hands of gamers everywhere. Now, take that for as you will. I don't think that means they're going to be cheaper, but it's still better than the 1,500 to try to get one now.
That's why I said, fuck them. I'll wait.
Yeah,
I'll wait, dog. You gotta stall them out like Debo, bruh.
You've been stalling them out for like a year now, though.
Bruh.
He's even went to upgrade his graphics card for about a
No,
year now.
I'm fucking with him, bro. I'm with him though.
But you just gotta be patient, bro. And that's all I'm trying to do. Cause I mean, when I built my PC, we had again a graphics card shortage, quote unquote.
Yeah, but
And
it was a
it
little
was
different.
bruh.
Like people
Yeah, I
weren't.
mean, the world was in a different state, but honestly, we had the exact same issue.
Yeah,
It
but
was being built.
when they pushed whenever you got yours built the first time, the 10 series had been around for the longest. I think one of the series has been around. Then the 20 series came out and it was instantly over. Like I swear that only lasted 6 months.
Yeah, basically.
Then we moved on to the 30 series, and like they've ran out of 20 and 30 cards so fast that it was like if you didn't buy one that day, it was like GG, well played.
Basically, but that's kind of what the consumer market is weird right now, bruh. Everything is weird right now.
You're not wrong.
There's so many outlets that are direct to consumer that there is for anybody to go on the internet and sell anything at this point.
Okay, so if we're not feeling that, the other article that I put up in there was about Intel. They have made their own discrete card, non-integrated card from Intel.
Oh, I saw you post about that. So does that mean that they're just putting it in the tower?
No, it's a standalone. It's a discrete card, just like the AMDs and Nvidias. It's trash. Yeah, this article does not hold any punches. But they're saying that it looks like it aesthetically looks good. The newest version is all right. But it's not going to be like a replacement for a high-end card, but
good for getting your foot in the door sort of thing.
Yeah, it's so like I was telling my buddy like to get like a 1050 or 1660. You can't even fucking find those for cheap.
Nope.
And if this card comes out and it's not a powerhouse, but it can run shit at like average settings, well, that's where you start. And that'll at least get your fucking computer, like, you know what I mean? Everybody's got a computer and it's missing a fucking graphics card. Right? Like, and nobody wants to pay the $600 for something that's a piece of shit graphics card. And I mean, granted, like 1050 Ti's or the 1660s, shit like that, they're not horrible, right? But you're talking about not much better than Xbox 360 to like early Xbox One graphics, right? It's not great, right? Like you didn't build a PC for that, so you're not going to drop $600 on a card for that. Like that's asinine. You know what I mean? Like that's why these cards used to cost $100, right?
Yep.
So just to have another horse in the race might help.
It might, but if they, it would be like does it really compete like how Nintendo Switch doesn't truly compete with PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, whatever the fuck they call it now, One X or One X Plus,
whatever the
acronym Xbox.
Is that what it is now? Did they just go back to Xbox?
Dude, no shit. Go look at the acronym. Like take the first letter of each fucking one, and it just spells Xbox.
Wow.
I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. So, yeah, well, yeah, but I don't think it would truly compete. That's the problem. Like, it's a good alternative, but the
Well,
people who
yeah,
want the high end, all the people who still want the best of the best are still waiting for the best of the best.
true,
It's
true.
it's gonna wipe out a small, very niche portion of people.
Yeah,
Because if you're building a PC, you're not building it to say, I'm gonna just put adequate parts in because they're available.
true. Yeah,
Because it's
that's where I'm at.
adequate.
Yeah,
I feel you.
that's where I'm at. Like, I think it'll be good for like entry level computers or people that are just trying to get started that can't, afford that today, but they want to get their computer up and running.
Yeah, even for people that aren't trying to play like super fucking high end games, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or somebody who's just come into a PC and they just need a graphics card.
Mhm.
Somebody who stumbled into a PC or was given a PC that didn't have a graphics card. It was a hand me down type of situation. That might work perfect for that too.
yeah. So I don't know. It. I haven't even looked at the AMD cards to see what the prices on those are. I can't imagine they're any cheaper.
Nope. Nope.
But
Nah. They're hanging right in there price wise with the price gouging and everything else. So I mean it is what it is.
ugh,
Yeah.
it's moderately depressing. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, when you think about all this shit, you be like, "Come on, man, we could do better, right? Come on, guy."
You would hope so. That's kind of what you wish would
Hey,
happen.
come on, guy, we can change.
Yeah, no. We're gonna be pieces of shit until the day we die because that's what we do.
Facts.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So that little, you know, bit of bullshit was about the only stuff that I could really dig up. It's just a bunch of tech related shit. I see stuff for like computers and this, that, and other all the time, but like just true gaming news. Like it's bad when one of the biggest, I guess, new things I've seen, were both for a game that I think neither one of you really fuck with. Well,
What's that?
one technically. Magic the Gathering. Okay. They
Yeah.
I have magic cards. I just don't play it excessively.
exactly. So
But I play it.
you'll like this. They are bringing D&D stuff from Forgotten Realms into Magic the Gathering. That's
That's pretty fucking sick.
That's that last article I posted. It's Drizzt. I can't remember how to pronounce this fucking name. You know of whom I speak. The drow that the books were
Okay, yeah, the fucking magic, fucking yeah.
So they're bringing him and Loth, the Spider Queen, to Magic.
Interesting.
Drizzt is a legendary creature. He looks pretty fun. And then Loth, of course, is the Spider Queen, is a fucking planeswalker. I've heard that they're bringing stuff to Magic like that. Like I heard they're also gonna do like maybe Lord of the Rings and something else.
That would be pretty cool.
Maybe Warhammer as well. I was like, that's cool. So I was like, wow, Magic is really trying to expand their audience. Like I said, it's bad when the card game that I low key love to play has more news coming out constantly about it than any other games. Their RPG, I guess they just released are getting ready to release a new Planeswalker. I need to look more into it. I actually wanted to play it. It's a action RPG, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I actually heard something about that, and I thought it sounded interesting.
Yeah, I've seen
I would
some
like to
stuff
play
on
that
it.
too.
Yeah. I really need to fuck around and look more into it. I don't know what it's called. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
I'm uncertain as well, but it sounded like they're putting quite a bit of like time and production value into it, you know what I mean? Like, so hopefully it doesn't end up fucking Second, you know, like.
From what I've
But I've
heard,
been scorned. I've been scorned.
yes, this is true. It's it's I don't know. It sounds um it sounds pretty good. That doesn't mean shit in the grand scheme of things. Like I played Magic the Arena and I like it to a degree, but there's certain things that are fucked up about it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, play now. Hold on, wait a minute. I have to download something. It's called Magic Legends. My bad. I guess I can sign up for the beta, so I think I'm about to do that. Because this is
Is it multiplayer or is it just like a single player experience?
I have to sign up to get in. Give me a second.
Oh. My bad.
It looks like it's through Epic Games. That's sketchy. That makes me a little fearful. But no, okay, so for the uninitiated like life, right? In in Magic, it of course has an insane amount of lore. Some of it's less
iffy at best.
Yeah, it's less fleshed out than others. They've gotten better, of course, in the recent years since the game's kind of taken off more. What the fuck is this? Oh, okay.
Because in the early days, they didn't necessarily. I read once anyway that in the early days they didn't necessarily have a set lore in mind. They just wrote bullshit on the cards that sounded cool.
Yeah, and they started fixing it later.
And over time, they had to be like, okay, well, fuck, we have to create a sense of consistency with this since it's taking off.
That's great.
Yeah, basically, like when they first started making it, they were just like, oh, this person's supposed to be like an evil witch, right? So she'll have some like that's what it's called, flavor text at the bottom, where they have a quote or some bullshit they would say, right?
Yeah.
So it'd just be some random shit that made no actual sense, right? Because there was no world, right? It's a card game. But it was like, I want to say, like in the late '90s, they started trying to like stop doing that because they realized
Yu-Gi-Oh was all the fucking rage.
Yeah,
I was about to say Yu-Gi-Oh.
They started trying to like meld it because they realized people gave a fuck. It's like it had been going on for a while. And then they started doing things like the Planeswalkers, who had storylines, right? They had reasons for wanting to do the things they wanted to do, right? Like, that was part of their whole flavor text. Is like they had mini stories for the Planeswalkers and shit. And then I want to say they have like a whole comic series and shit now too. It's like, holy shit.
That's fire.
The Planeswalker thing is what really helped them revamp the series, I would say. In terms of their lore. Help really add a sense of consistency.
It really has, yeah. So again, Planeswalkers are kind of like, I don't want to say deities, but yeah. You know what I mean?
But they might as well be. They're like dimensional travelers.
Yeah.
Hence the name Planeswalker.
Yeah. I don't know. Do y'all play this game? Do y'all play against each other or what? I'd have to see this shit.
Magic.
I've never played Magic with dragons, no, but I would just have to set shit up.
Yeah,
I like it though. It's fun. Don't have people to play it with.
Download Magic Gathering Arena and we'll throw down. Like I said, I'm downloading this Magic Together Legends. Let me see some information on it here. Evidently you get to choose a Planeswalker. They don't have names, but you know who they're associated to, right?
Yeah.
So in the actual game, each Planeswalker has a name, and they kind of have like their stuff that goes with it, right?
Yep.
Like there's this it says choose your like class. It's like choose your heroes. It's called Mind Magic. Anybody that's played Magic long enough knows that's Jace. Ooh. You get to pick your own realm. Let's see. you can. It looks like it's 3 players. It says embark on your journey solo or in a group, traversing the plains alone or with up to 2 other planeswalkers. So it looks like you can do it with 3 people. Well, Andrew, you just lost a part of your life and you didn't know it.
Fuck.
Dang, he just claimed a piece of life, family.
So your classes right now are Geomancer, Mind Mage, Beast Caller. Ooh, nice. Sanctifier, Necromancer, Demir Assassin. Ooh. Why does it get that Planeswalker like that next to it? All of them, the rest of them are just normal.
Bro, you can't just geek out of the middle of the pod.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you
sorry.
can.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you can.
Why?
Yes, you can.
Watch me,
Yeah,
Vince.
you sure
Why
can.
not?
Man, when I played a lot, I liked to run blue-black decks, and
Oh, you're one
that's
of
why
those.
that's why people quit playing with me.
If we were,
That's why people quit playing with me. So, like, I have to adjust my play style.
So
you know what I mean?
Debate him.
yeah. So for the uninitiated, each color has a set things.
Bruiser. That's what they call blue-black decks. Bruisers.
Can be.
It's bruised.
Depends on which variant you use. So every color has like a kind of what they want to do. Typically red is like just throw in damage fast, quick, super fast. That's why they're called burn decks. And it's fucking fire is your basically like elements, right?
Yeah.
Or well, I guess the mana is mountains, but whatever. But half of them look like fucking volcanoes. Blue is considered control or counter, which is basically the same thing. It's the same but different. A lot of there's people that if they hear this know what's going on, they fucking shit a kitten. I said that. White is like a mixture of blue and red. It's control, but also can be fast. It has a lot of interesting spells and abilities. Usually, I personally think it has some of the funner ones to piss people off with. The black, of course, is usually like undead or just killing shit.
Yeah.
And green is all about being big, burly, long dick styling people. It takes forever, but like if you let a green deck get going, it's just like GG, well played.
Yeah, basically.
So when he says blue black, I'm initially annoyed. I run red.
They're just annoying. They're annoying to play against.
If you want to piss people off, there's color combinations that you like to do or colors that you like to play.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to piss somebody off, blue will be involved. So I run black red or red white usually. I usually use a lot of burn.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this question: how the fuck do you get these cards to begin with? Is it something that you do?
You can buy them in stores, but there's also like digital variant.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Okay, so you
like
have
there's physical card game, yeah.
Okay, so you're basically paying the cost of the card for a deck of cards.
No. Fuck, this is gonna be kind of hard to explain. Okay, so you see them at Walmart, whatever. You've seen Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like
I've seen Magic the Gathering at places. Yeah.
So when you first start, everybody just goes buy some booster packs and shit. It's kind of like how Rocket League is with the loot system, right? Like at times it was nicer to just let's say like $5, like that's how much your booster pack is. I can find a $200 card in there.
Yeah.
Or I can just go drop the money on the cards that I want instead of just rolling the dice.
But like, is there? So I guess my question is it a situation where the more I play, the more they give me cards?
If it's real life, you just basically have to buy until you get what you want. If you're playing online, like Magic the Gathering Arena, you play to get rewards, and that's how you get more packs, or you can spend money.
So I'm referring to online because that's what y'all were talking about, right? The
Yeah, yeah.
online game, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering Arena, you can sit there and grind, and it takes a while. But I
Yeah.
mean, for like, let's say we're trying to get you into it, like right after the pod, we're gonna hop on and play some arena, right? Me and him will play quite a few games before you even know what's going on, right? It's small things that are very intricate that take a while to learn. But you're gonna spend so much time just playing like either against me or him and racking up points so you can go buy more packs that you won't realize that I've spent this much time, because that initial learning curve helps that grind aspect. But it's like anything else, you can grind the fuck out of it, or you can just spend $10 and get a handful of packs. Or I haven't played arena lately, so I don't know if they've made it where you can buy stuff easier, to be honest with you. When I first started playing it was when I went to Dallas for DreamHack.
Oh, was that when you first started playing it online?
Yeah, because back then you had to go through their actual Magic client on the PC and stuff, where it was just like it was literally Magic on the PC, like quite literally.
Yeah.
And oh my god, it was expensive, right? Like, and when I say it's expensive, because back then they didn't have like you could play versus PC or nothing. Like you're just playing against other people all the time. And if you play Magic too much, you'll understand why I'm saying this. It is not fun to play against somebody that is just gonna kill you in 3 turns just because his deck is 6 times better. It is not fucking fun. Because you're going in with a bullshit deck because you're just trying to have a little fun and you're not trying to drop $600 on the deck.
Yeah.
He is. And he wants you to know it.
He wants you to know it so bad. He wants you to know it so hard.
And
so
you will.
hard.
Like you can play.
And you will when he bends you over and gives it to you.
Get up really quickly.
It's fucking, like I said, it's one of those games like I like to play it, but I have to have more people to play. Like I knew a couple.
I'll play it with you.
Yeah, I knew a couple people. I know some people in town that play it. It's not as fun with them. I have it on my other computer. I need to put it on here. It was how I was gonna start showing my sons how to play, because they've always wanted to know. And it's a lot easier because the game kind of helps you get into the nuances, right? Like it tells you, like,
it's a tutorial.
Yeah, it's better than me trying to explain it and sounding like a dick every 5 seconds when I tell you to do something that I've had to remind you to do 4 times already. Because it's like that, right? Like it's like every turn you have things that you need to do and you'll forget. And I'm not oblivious to that, right? But after a while, I sound like a dick because like I'll say it before you even have a chance to remember. Because I know you're probably going to forget because I've just hit you with so much information that it's dumb.
Understand that. Because I will just tune you out like, nigga, all right.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I don't get offended. Like it's, you teach somebody how to do something, you understand that there's that gap, and you're just gonna you're beating a dead horse, and
you can only retain so much information.
Work their way into it.
Yeah, and it's like I'm gonna beat this into your skull because I've played for 12 years now, 13 years, 12 or 13, I can't remember, somewhere in that ballpark, maybe a little longer. Officially played, like I played way back in the day, but I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, right?
Yeah.
And there's still things that I forget from time to time because there's just so many fucking nuances to the game, right? And for me, it's one of those things, like that's why I like League of Legends, right? There's so many minuscule things that you can do to change the outcome of a game. Like if you're playing at the highest levels, it's one of those, like the game's decided pretty fast, but if you're just playing and having fun, and it's like me versus Android, we're gonna build stupid decks for stupid reasons. They're not justifiable. Just we want to have fun and do dumb shit.
It's fun, and we don't have the $600 decks.
True. Yeah. And I've had decks where you can do that, and like it's like yeah, I won. But I like playing with my
This
food.
doesn't fucking make any sense, but it's so cracked that it just might work.
Like my personal favorite was back when we used to play. So in Magic, you have like your sanctioned rules, blah blah blah, right? And
Yeah.
then you have what's called tabletop. Everybody has their own like basic rules. Um, there's like game modes like two-headed giant where it's like 2v2 and shit like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But we used to do. They have a new one called Commander where like there's one commander and there's like three other people that try to kill him, and it's an interesting game mode. I do and don't like some of the rules, and then you just have whatever the fuck you want to do. We used to just do like free for alls, so it'd be like 6, 7 of us in just a big free for all match, and it was fun because you would like have to negotiate your way through the game, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're too aggro early, people are gonna kill you, and not just
Well,
one.
you might be fucked.
But it also did get to the
you gotta
point.
play the long game.
Yeah, it also got to the point where like they wanted to kill me from the onset just because it's like I built my deck for a 7-player game. That's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
If I got
So
to,
basically, you're building out your deck depending on whatever strategy you
want to
can build out. First of all,
yeah,
but whatever strategy you intend to apply.
yeah, and that's where a lot of your money goes. Like it sounds horrible, but you will like quickly see other cards that will make it just more entertaining and be like, I'm willing to spend the $5 for that card and that card alone. And everybody's like, why?
Yeah,
it's
once
like,
you start having more fun.
yeah, like,
yeah, that just sounds like a dangerous habit.
oh my god, it is. I started playing a while back here with my roommates and then some other people, and then when I went to Dallas, it's like crack, man. If I touch it, I'm in trouble. So my youngest, he likes, well, both of them like it, but the youngest is the one that's more into it. He loves just collecting Pokemon cards and playing it, but mostly collecting them, right?
Yeah.
So there's a card shop about an hour from here, right? And I went a couple of times because it's one of the closest ones I can go to. And he asked me constantly, cuz can we go? And I'm like, no, bro, I'm not trying to spend money. And he's like, I'm not gonna. And he's like, I got my own money. I'm like, oh, I'm not talking about you. You're not the one I'm worried about. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna see some very pretty shiny things that I want.
Man, no shit.
So Android will know. I went and purchased he had it sitting there for pretty cheap. A Nicol Bolas for like $10. The original Planeswalker version that came from Shards. It's before your time. They got a new variant, I think now, if I'm not mistaken. I have 2 different versions. I went and bought that straight out for $10, and then I bought 2 more for like, I think I spent $10 on 3. I think I spent $10 on 3, and like, I had somebody ask me like, "Why would you buy those?" I was like, "I like them."
Like, your mama.
Yeah, like
right.
I like the Planeswalker. Like I like that.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's like I know it's not meta or it's not the efficient. I was like, but I'll build a deck just for this motherfucker. And there's something that I don't like. Like when I went to
and then I'll kick your ass.
I went to DreamHack and I didn't have any Magic cards when I went down there. Like I didn't take any with me. I didn't know. I get there and they've got the whole, tabletop area set up, and I'm like, I'm home.
Feels.
I'm home. And I bought. So they have what's called versus decks. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're pre-made decks that are usually like a Planeswalker versus a Planeswalker, right? So you'll have like, black versus blue or red versus white or some shit like that, right? So you'll have
you wanted to say blue, you bitch.
Well, no, because it's actually not.
Blue.
It's not as common because it's red versus blue. That's
no, I know red versus blue though.
Yeah, no,
you know it. You know it.
No, I'm not a weeb like that. Like that. Gotta
Spice.
I hate that shit, but you know it.
But we I bought one of the decks and it was like a red black versus white blue, or maybe it was just pure white. And the planeswalker that was the red black, I don't know who it is. Like I said, I hadn't played it. I hadn't kept up with it to that extent.
Yeah.
And I didn't like him. Like it was kind of like a pure theme planeswalker, and I wasn't a big fan of. So there's like a different creature types, different fuck, it's hard to explain. You have things that
You have mana pools. You
Yeah.
have cards that like you have to set down in order to make an attack sort of thing or
Yeah.
summon creatures and shit. And depending on
Yeah.
how many of those you have put down, depends on what you can do.
So
That's like
Okay.
the most
I understand what you're saying.
basic
Yeah.
rundown.
so
Yeah.
so each card, they have their own whatever, like it'll be, what is it, the Helion Dragon or something, right? And it'll that's the name of the card, right? Or the creature.
Yeah.
In the card. And then at the underneath its picture it'll have the type of creature, or if it's a creature, instant or sorcery, right? Because there's those types, or
Yeah.
planeswalker, blah blah. That's what it is. So like instants and sorceries are like spells that directly influence the other player, you, whatever. Enchantments also fall in that. Then you have creature, quote unquote, or planeswalkers, and they have like a subtitle of like elf shaman or dragon, So
Yeah.
that planeswalker was like the pirate lord or something. It was a bull. Unironically, it's like a centaur almost, right? Or not a centaur, minotaur. There we go. Fuck, my brain just died. But it's the pirate king or something. I can't fucking remember. I don't have my cards
Some
here.
bullshit.
Yeah. And it's like it only dealt with just purely pirates. And I'm like, fuck, that sucks. I hate when they do this, because that means like that's like having a planeswalker that's the Goblin King. It's like, oh great, we just
It's
take
a themed card.
yeah,
Yeah.
we take turd cards and make them less. They're shiny turds. Yay!
That's
And like it can be effective, but like when you've played Magic enough, you just know certain things don't work well.
yeah.
There's a deck architect called White Weenie. A lot of people bash on it.
What?
Yes, it's called White Weenie. Not for the reasons you think. So the reason it's called that is because the average mana cost in that deck is like the highest is like 3 mana. That's not much. But they all ramp off of each other, or just you can get them on the board so fast you can't do nothing. And they're effective a lot of times because, like I said, white decks have a lot of really spicy enchantments or things that'll fuck
Have
you
a lot of privilege.
Yeah.
That's it.
I figured. I felt that's where that was going. He was trying to dance on it.
So like a lot of them, like let's say like blue, for instance, it's not really good about building other blue cards in certain ways. Like even black does it way better than like blue or red usually. Like they're hyper specific.
They're
right?
about tearing you down.
Yeah, they're super hyper specific. Like even black, like they have so many subclasses with it. You have like vampires, zombies, demons and shit. Like you can find a little subclass and then like make it hyper
They're
aggressive.
just about sucking the life out of you.
Yeah. But a lot of times like you're killing yourself to kill the opponent type of thing. Where white is more of like,
right,
we're making the whole battlefield way stronger for no good reason. And it's not like OP strong. It's just I dropped a 1/1 turn 1 because I can. And you're like a green deck, right? I know it's at least 2 turns before you can put an actual threat on the board, because anything green drops first 2 turns is usually a mana amplifier or some defense type creature. Well, I'm dropping something that's going to have some type of attack, and then the next card I drop is either going to make it
just
stronger.
Gonna bite you.
Yeah,
it's just going to give you a little bite on your ankle.
It's going to make
you fucking hate yourself.
Yeah, it's just at first you're like, he's just pinging me for one. It's no big deal. And then you're on like turn 3, and it's like, okay, that's a lot of ones coming my way, and I'm not liking this anymore. This has no longer become fun. It'd be like that though.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I have to go check it out.
Like playing with me.
You think that's bad? Like I said, I learned how to play off of burn decks, so there's that.
Yeah, the most basic fucking neutral deck.
Yeah, they're the simplest, they're the easiest to learn, but they don't really teach you a lot. But you can really show your, I guess, intellect.
It just really puts a fire in your belly.
Yeah, if you can find a way to win with a moderate burn / bully deck, is basically the way to look at it. So the deck I ran was like most of the damage was going to go straight to you, but I literally forced every turn. My creatures weren't huge, but they're coming after you. Like, you couldn't keep anything on the board because I just had so much shit flying at you that if you didn't stop it, you're gonna die. It was just a burn bully deck, like, but at the same time, it has its limitations. But I would still find,
for sure.
Yeah, I'd still find ways to win because it puts you under a lot of stress. And if I can stress you out and make you make a mistake, then I'm doing something right. Like, you know what I mean? Because most people just like play card, play card, play card. Like, they don't think about how to make you come off the things you. It's almost like poker. Like, I'm making you show me more than you want to show me.
Yeah, show me your hand.
Yeah, and I'm usually pretty good about that. It's harder in like arena and stuff. You know, like if you're playing against some guy that you're not talking to, it's harder. But you can still do it, right? Like,
yeah.
Your basic color types, when certain people see it, they'll start sweating immediately. They're like, "Ah, oh, fuck." A lot of people don't like playing against me because, like, I'll fucking come out of the woodworks with dumb shit. Like,
you getting all kinds of weird shit going on.
Yeah, because I like making retarded ass decks that, like, they're not gonna work. Yeah, they're not gonna work probably at least 60% of the time. But the off chance that it starts working, you'll sit there and you'll be like, I see what you're doing there, and I don't like it. Yeah. Because I've made like blue-green decks.
Yeah.
That is the last fucking thing you ever want to play against if it gets going.
Because both of those deck types are in it for the long haul.
Mm-hmm. So most of my blue is like, you play something and I tell you no, for whatever way, like if I counterspell it or bounce it, whatever. I'm just constantly telling you no, just so I can get my big monster fucking creature on the board, and you're just like, oh, cool. GG, we'll play handshake. And it's obnoxious. Those are some of my favorite ways to win. Like, it's really asshole moves, right? Like, you're thinking you got a chance because I'm letting you do so many things. But like I said, in green decks or even in blues, like blue is really good about defending, and like it's called a control deck for a reason. Like, you think you're doing something, but I'm controlling what I want to control, right? Like, I'm giving you things, but I'm not letting you have other things. And blue and green is just brute force overpowering, right? If I don't let you play what you want to play enough, and then just throw big, huge, heaping monsters at you, and you're just like, oh, well, fuck. You're seeing the loss. There's not much you can do at this point. Because once I start dropping massive creatures, you know there's just more coming, or things that make them stronger coming down the pipeline. And you haven't been able to kill me yet, and I haven't, you know what I mean? I haven't really, quote unquote, been a threat yet.
I know, it's so nasty.
It's fucking demoralizing.
That's what I like about Magic. That's what I like about card games in general. I don't like to get into the whole community aspect of it personally, where it's just like, what is the current meta and what is the best in tournaments and competitively. I like to like deck build myself and like breed cards and be like, yeah, you know, that would be really sweet.
Dude,
you know what I mean? It's my favorite. It's my favorite part of trading card games.
The deck building aspect is where money is lost,
really is.
Because I mean, like we're competitive, right? But
Yeah.
we're not ever going to be so competitive where we're like, oh, I'm buying 30 packs just so I can beat life. No, I'm going to sit there and see what I have and be like, fuck, what can I, like, what type of dumbass deck can I build that may cause him problems? And without, breaking the bank or something, Or how can I piss him off today? What can I do with this deck to piss him the fuck off?
Yeah, I guess I've just never been that big into those type of card games.
I feel that. I just really dig on the like maybe
There's a bunch of
it hits
strat to
a
it.
similar
Oh, yeah.
niche that D&D does
Yeah.
to a certain extent where it's like I like mid maxing my shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like
Because it's one of those things. If you see it come to fruition, it's just so obnoxious.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I
it
said.
really can be like, oh my god, fuck you.
That's what you're always looking for. Like if you started playing it, right, you would get addicted to that alone. That you could make things that would just trigger me,
Yeah.
not for the reasons that like
So, oh my god, fuck you, and you're sitting there like, heh.
exactly.
Now watch yourself die.
Yeah, it's not that you beat me in 3 turns. It's that I thought I was about to win and you just said, well, fuck you. And I'm like, oh, god damn it.
Motherfucker, you.
Yeah, it's like I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
You guys, I'm going home.
Pretty much.
You guys, home.
Yep. And that's carpet for you.
Pretty much. But yeah, no, and that's like I said, that's kind of sad that that's one of the biggest like stories that I've heard so far, stuff like that for that game.
Yeah.
And it's trying to pull me back in.
Man, I'd be down. I'd be down. Don't do this to me. I'd be down.
Oh, it's too late.
I fucking love Magic the Gathering. It's so fun.
It's updating in my background right now.
This guy.
I'm playing Stardew Valley. I better fucking go set it to install.
It's not that big. It's the arena. Yeah, it's fucking. I don't know. I've always I used to play. I used to have Pokemon cards. I never played, but I played Yu-Gi-Oh like pretty religiously way back.
I used to have that fucking blue eyes white dragon shit, dog. Yu-Gi-Oh is so fucking hot, bro. Not Yu-Gi-Oh himself.
That just sounded banana.
That game was hot.
Wait, man, what?
He said,
Wait,
I will not accept this reality. Oh, hold on here.
Yu-Gi-Oh was so hot.
That fucking dragon, bro. And then in the show, Seto Kaiba fucking ripped up one of the fucking blue eyes white dragon cards. One of the like only ones in existence because he owns all of them.
You cried, didn't you?
Oh, it's just like wow, an asshole. There are 4 in existence, and you have all 4, and you're gonna rip one up just to fucking flex on everybody in existence. Like
that's a life move.
Man, what a fucking dick.
Hey. That was actually a cartoon I did like a lot.
I feel it though. Yeah, fucking Yu-Gi-Oh's the shit.
That's a fact. I am in total agreement there.
I still have some Pokemon cards. I wish I still had my fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't have any.
Bro,
of them.
I wish I had my
I used
Pokemon
to have
cards.
all of the good ones. I had an original fucking black or dark magician and a fucking blue eyes white. I had all 3 blue eyes white dragons and the fucking ultimate dragon. I would snap off in Yu-Gi-Oh. And snap off.
I wish I had my Pokemon cards because I had a lot of the actual first editions. Nothing like great, but even the lower cards are still going for like, $30-$40 a pop. Like I think I've seen like one of the first edition War Turtles, the one that looked just like horribly drawn, like a 2-year-old did it.
Yeah.
I had that one, and it's like $30 now. I had a couple copies of that one. I'm so pissed off about that.
Wild.
Moral of that story is keep your cards, kids. They might be worth something
Take
later
care
on.
of them, bro.
More like,
I
yeah.
had some motherfuckers show up in this little strip mall the other day selling fucking cards. And this motherfucker, they just like travel around and sell trading cards. It's fucking crazy.
That sounds about
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, the way the Pokemon card market like shot up out of fucking nowhere. Like nobody's talked about it in years, then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, it's like what the fuck,
Pokemania is a real thing, my dog.
bro? It's like every generation seems to like just come out of the woodwork and be like, you know,
I have a rant that I could fucking go on about Pokemon right now, so I'll fucking spare you a little bit. But the moral of the story is that I am so tired of Game Freak shit that I'm at about the point where I want to develop my own Pokemon style RPG game and do it right. And be like, this is how you fucking do this shit, you stupid bitch.
oh yeah.
Let me drop my nuts in your mouth.
Tell me,
But
tell me
I
how you
also
really
feel.
feel.
So
How do you really feel?
Right?
I'm not sure I got that from that one. I'm gonna need I'm gonna need you to elaborate. I'm gonna need a little more,
Nuts will be dropped
bruh.
for some reason.
it's frustrating.
It'd be like that. Like I said, it's interesting. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Interesting.
Man.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, it's I don't know. The gaming space is weird right now.
That's the conclusion I keep coming up with. Like, bruv, and I'm from America, so I
Nobody
don't even
wants to
say
do
bruv,
shit.
bruv. What's really going on out here, bruv? It's not pretty out here, bruv.
Oi, bruv.
Stupid ass.
I'm gonna fetch me a biscuit.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah. Actually, I want to keep going, but there's no good way I can tackle this. I'm just gonna let it die. You already know how the fuck I am. There's no good outcome. We're just gonna leave it the fuck alone.
Just fucking whoosh. Punch his beard right off.
You fucking dumb bitch. Oh my god.
Oi, it's Tuesday, innit?
You're stupid.
It's Tuesday, innit?
That's the one.
Oh man. Oh fuck.
We had gone off the rails.
Man, just slightly off the reservation a little bit. Huh? Oh. Saw something pop up on my like I thought I got a text message or something. Like, who the fuck is texting me? And it was like fucking like my smart news or whatever, you know, them shit.
Yeah.
And then like some dude evidently don't the Take-Two was it director? Oh, CEO of Take-Two doesn't like VR. It's like I give a fuck. Look, I care about what he likes. Why?
True.
Hold on. I might have just found something here. Breaking news, kids. New Battlefield 6 trailer images leak as 80% of trailer now online.
Oh, that's what happened to the fucking Elden Ring trailer. Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it
God bless the Long Dawn
oh
hero.
joy. They're doing their own battle royale mode, of course.
It's coming.
Oh, epic.
The article saying like they should just basically release the trailer since most of it's already out.
Yeah. Is it out? Is it? Do you have like a link to it?
No, it just says it's on Reddit.
Yeet. I'm about to find that shit right quick. Give me 2 seconds, kids.
um,
I'm in the Battlefield little group. Yeah, I mean, all right
hold,
there
hold
on
on, hold on.
Reddit.
It's a. I think I
In
found it. Uh, a shank.
I just started playing Battlefield 5, by the way, and I'm actually kind of impressed. That shit fucking pops off. Pretty
Yeah.
Here you go. This is well. This is from Imager, but I don't. Maybe you can find a better one. Um, I mean, it looks alright. It's got a huge fucking thing on it, so it's hard to fucking see anything.
Posting it?
Yeah. It's off of my phone, so it's taking a second.
Oh, okay.
Alright, here we go. Pasty. So I guess they just like took steals of it or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they did, and they just basically made it a jiffy. Trigger some people.
Oh shit. So I think I'm gonna get what I want.
What's that?
The buildings that explode in
I think you're
Warzone
right.
style.
I don't know. Maybe.
I think they're,
And
I
that's
think they're bringing down buildings in Warzone style.
I don't know. Either that or it's just cinematic shit, which would be kind of.
I think that's what they're trying to symbolize, though.
I guess we'll
That
see.
better be what they're symbolizing. Goddamn
He said, you better let me blow up these fucking buildings, bitch.
Bruh, that's all I ask of them.
I gotta say, I've been playing GTA 5 recently, and that game would hit way harder if the fucking buildings blew up.
God.
Not gonna lie.
Oh my god, that would be bananas.
Yeah.
BANANAS.
Exactly.
PC Games says that I guess it's like a one of the many websites that just report on dumb shit. Said graphics card prices continue to rise and gaming motherboards may start getting cheaper. I didn't know they were out of hand.
Either.
I was like, well, my homeboy just bought a really good one for I think it's like $130.
Look at you with all your wealth, Dragon.
I said it was a buddy of mine. I didn't say it was mine.
It wasn't out of hand for you either.
Stupid ass.
Maybe not out of hand, but definitely out of pocket.
Facts.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just this. Huh? Okay, yeah, we're not talking about that. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Not gonna happen. Yeah, I can't even like really think about games that I used to like anticipate. You know what I mean?
Shit, it was the battlefields of the world.
Call of
It
Duties.
was. Yeah. The classic.
But I mean, still at
Good
the same
shit.
time, like there was stuff that we'd see like Borderlands.
But you would see games, yeah. It would be new IPs. That's it. And you would be excited about them because it was something that was different and it looked fun. And they were finally really bringing us to the world of co-op multiplayer online,
True. You're not wrong.
like open world multiplayer online games was just being discovered. But that shit was hot and popping. That's the problem, man. We haven't seen anything that's like that amazes us. That's like, okay, that's what's next. Like
Well,
that's gonna be the next thing.
I mean, at the same time, it's because they haven't still like completely
Every
fixed everything in all the games that we liked. You know what I mean?
That too, but I mean, we were willing to tolerate it because it was hot and new.
Well,
Now
yeah,
it's
yeah.
old and crusty, and the shit is still the exact same. And you like, wait a fucking minute. the smoke is cleared. I'm no longer in that fucking newlywed stage. All this shit is the same. There's 82 variants of one game type.
You're not wrong.
So now it's just like it's not fun. Nobody's being innovative. Like the reason we played Battlefield is because it had specific game modes that were designed for Battlefield only. The reason we played COD is because it did one thing. Now
Mhm.
everybody does everything, and they don't do it that great. They have good aspects, and all we can hope for is that when we get it, the aspects that we bought the actual game for, man, it is covered in what they fucking do. So I don't know. So
I'm fucking with you. I'm with you.
What do you
we
think?
need.
Do you think the fall of, well, not the fall, but the epic fails from No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk have scared people away from like overhyping their shit? Or even what's the other one? The one EA did. Um, fuck, I can't remember the name of it now. Where they
Yeah,
had like the
right.
mech suits. You know what I mean? And like,
Oh,
Oh,
Titanfall.
fucking
no,
Anthem.
yeah, Anthem.
Oh, 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 oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
one that
well,
the one
I
that nobody
definitely
talks
think
about,
so.
but was like it died so fucking hard. Like you think Cyberpunk and fucking
Man, Anthem really bit the dick, didn't it?
man.
Man, like they're not
it's
they
so bad. It's
discontinued updates for it.
yeah,
Like
the
they're
game's dead.
completely abandoning it.
Yeah,
It's
the
They
dead.
won't
game.
even support it.
Yeah, the game
That
No
died.
hurt.
longer support it. Yeah, it's dead. Like you could still play it, but nobody does. And
It wasn't
it's
playable.
probably not long before they just turn the servers off for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, fucking I do think that though. I think it makes people weary of trying to buy AAA titles in today's fucking consumer market. You know what I mean? I definitely am. I wait until a fucking game comes out. I wait
Yeah, I
until a
gotta
game
see
comes
somebody
out
play that shit.
before I buy it.
Well, yeah,
Like as hype as I am for this game Chivalry 2, I'm probably gonna wait till it fucking comes out before I buy it. You
but
know what I
also
mean?
we now have like more so than ever the ability to see how good or bad it is. Like right, like we've had YouTube for a long time, but how often would you see somebody just hype a game or downplay a game for their biases, right?
I mean, in theory, but that leads to the point like Cyberpunk. You know what I mean? Until like it started getting delayed, people were hyping the fuck out of it.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I
Well, no,
just
when I say that, like,
don't buy into the hype
like
personally.
with like, let's say like the streaming aspect, like Twitch and stuff, like you can go watch people play it, and it's like you don't have to really listen to the like them because they're gonna critique the fuck out of the game. But like, if you don't care about said critique, you can still see the gameplay and see how it functions. Like, is that something that looks appealing to you? Um, because a lot of
There's a
times,
game. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no,
Continue.
no, 'cause there's the trailer version, right? Like this trailer always looks good, right? You know. But then there's like how the game looks when it's being played, right? Like, especially
You
if you
mean like how do I let somebody else's opinion of the game affect my opinion of the game,
to an extent,
or
because
what?
like when you go watch it on like YouTube or something, like you know how like a lot of people do like a review on a game or something on YouTube and shit. Like there's selling points, but a lot of times like they'll only like it's like, oh, the game's real glitchy, so all they're gonna show you is like little glitches and shit and blah blah blah. But if you go watch somebody stream it, like
Yeah.
you can see it has that um the eye test, right? Like you look at it and you're like, huh, that does look kind of funny. You're seeing it happen in real time as opposed to like, oh, maybe they're just bashing it because if you've been in the gaming space, there's games that we like and don't like for various reasons, and some people are not as good at um, letting their bias go to give you an honest opinion to help. You know what I mean? To be
Yeah.
helpful. Like, I don't like Halo, but I'm not gonna just completely fucking turd shit on the game. Like,
Yeah, people are hating on Halo Infinite. My only opinion on Halo Infinite is that I feel like they are trying to lean more back into the original aesthetic of the Halo series, like people have been asking for, and I think it's ridiculous for people to be upset about that. That it doesn't, like, for example,
So you're saying the Halo community is like the Pokemon community? They got what they
Fucking, well, okay. Like, let's look at it this way, right? The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Yeah.
From the GameCube to the new, I think they HD upresed it for the Wii U. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's still like, I mean, yeah, you could tell it's an HD upres, you know, but stylistically, you know, like it's not like the grass is suddenly gonna look hyper realistic or anything.
No,
it's the stylizing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a cell shaded game. And I think that's more or less what they're trying to go for with the new Halo game, is to return to the old like stylistic nature of the fucking original Halo Combat Evolved, because that's what people fucking wanted. And then when they release the fucking trailers, people start shitting on it because they're like, "Oh, it looks fucking like the old Halo," and it's like, well, motherfucker, you know, just because it's HD doesn't mean that the stylizing is going to be fucking hyper realistic, you dumbass. You know, like I don't know. That's my hot take on the matter.
You know, everybody wants everything built the way they want it built, and they gonna complain if it's not. But Battlefield better be built the way I want it built, because it's best. I just want what's best for the game.
You're so fucking dumb. Oh. No, but like to that point though, like I think that's a glaring issue in of itself. Well, no, I seriously think that's a glaring issue in of itself, right? Like, I've said it for a while. It's good that we all have voices, but it's bad that we all have voices.
Well, yeah, because then motherfuckers start listening to the vocal minority, and then it's like, well, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, obnoxious, I guess, because you have like the people like, oh, I'm a diehard fan, and you should only listen to me, and like blah blah blah, and we've loved your game forever. And then there's those of us that like want to actually give good critiques on why this sucks or why this is good, and they're just like, yeah. But they don't know what they're talking about. It's like, how do I not know what I'm talking about? It's like, I'll probably grind the game more than you do.
That's the key. But, you know, everybody wants whatever their gripe is, man. But I don't know. There's forums full of shit that I just want. Sometimes you just want the motherfucker to work right. That's what I just be asking for the basic necessities.
You're not wrong.
I just want it to work properly. When it don't work properly, that's
a polished turd is still a fucking turd.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
But at least at that point, I know it's not all the little bugs that's making it fucked up. It really is just it's real shit. It's real terrible shit.
I feel that. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's why, like, a lot of I should probably fucking frequent certain message boards and shit more, but I don't. Like, I just, because you can't, like, you'll go in there and you'll say something, right? Like, oh, and honestly, like, I don't think
it's
that's
like on Reddit, and everybody just fucking downvotes you.
Yeah, and it's like your shit never gets. Or
everybody's just like, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah, or you gotta go and like, you want to just be like, hey, you know, I think this would be a good idea, and like, all you get is some dude be like, oh, your idea is fucking stupid, blah 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 blah, and it's like, why is my idea stupid? Like, just because it doesn't go with what you want? Like, I don't understand. I'm confused here. Why is my idea stupid? And like, but you want some like shit that will actually not make the game better. You know what I mean? Like, you're worried about the wrong thing, and like, we're over here trying to fix problems, and you're just complaining about dumb shit.
Graphics go per.
Well, it's kind of like how we talked about the people that, like, let's say for Rocket League, right? They'll sit there and complain to you that you're doing something wrong, right? But they'll leave after they fuck up. like just straight dip out. Those are the type of people that like to argue in those fucking forums, right? So it's almost pointless to go in there and like try to post your opinion because the second you do, they're coming after you for the dumbest of shits, right? Like, oh, your idea's stupid and mine's better because I fucking said it was, and like that's their whole logic.
Because my cock is massive.
Yeah, something like that. It's just I don't know.
It is what it is. That's kind of the philosophy of the world at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, actually, no. It would be the opposite. It is what you can convince people it is. Kind of philosophy of the world right now.
Fucking A, man.
Somebody's always willing to believe it. So, I don't know. Sounds like we're coming to the end of the pod today. I don't
Yeah.
know. Do we have anything? Do we have
That I
is
420
anybody
Gucci gang.
that we can really talk about without it sounding just like rants. No, like there's just not much information out there. Like we could go off on tangents on like Rocket League or League of Legends or GTA 5 for Android, but I don't think anybody wants to
True.
hear that at the moment. Like maybe if we get more listeners and it's something that they're really into, they want to hear more about why or what's possibly. But like for his news or just general things like the little tirade we went on Magic and why it is what it is, or I don't got much else. I am just now getting my Magic open, and oh Jesus, I played this way too much.
That's something that you knew before you opened it.
Yeah, I might have forgot or pushed that to the background. We're not gonna talk about that. We're just gonna act like that didn't exist. But
check out this game, Dragon, on Twitch. I think it's called Days Gone.
I've heard of that. Yeah,
I got that on the PlayStation. It's pretty cool.
The game looks like it is fire on PC.
Dude, I bet
believe
that game fucking pops the fuck off.
It looks like it looks a little like Far Cry to me though. That's my only gripe. Far Cry I get kind of bored of, but this shit is like a zombie adventure game for $50. I think I'm about to grab that shit. So
yeah, I know.
I might be giving a little bit of a review on that game here soon.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm either gonna play Android and some Magic for a little bit because I gotta go do something here a little bit. Or I'm gonna try this 2K a little bit more. One of the two's about to happen. But anyways, I guess we'll call it a show for today. Hopefully we'll find more information. If anything, and we'll have talks about how me and Android whooped each other's ass for a whole week. Maybe drag life into it. Maybe that's what
we're gonna have to drag Android over to Rocket League.
Man, what I want to do is slap him around. And in fact, Android, get 20 something bucks and go get Civilizations. You can get the code. It has 2 of the expansions for like 25 bucks.
Which Civilization?
Civ 6.
Civ 6.
And
Civ 6.
Then we could have like a 4-player versus 4 computer. Or maybe it's 6 computer. I can't remember. Because I have my coworker that has it already. We'll try that out. But anyways, that's gonna be this episode. Y'all have any parting thoughts, any wisdom or dumb shit you like to have come out of your mouth before we go?
Power to the people. Fuck the Chinese government.
Son of a bitch.
Agree to both of those, but I have one more thing to add. Battlefield, don't fuck this up, bruh. The buildings have to come down, bruh. That's y'all signature move.
They gotta come down.
That's y'all signature move. It would be like Michael Jackson not moonwalking. Man.
It's like when fucking Michael moonwalked.
All right.
That was it.
That's it. We'll call it a show.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have some more interesting news pop up here in the near future. I don't got anything else besides don't be an asshole. Or yeah, return serves a bitch. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that we needed to go over. So, HP Critical episode 2. We'll holla at you.